Hey guys, it's Eddy O. Welcome to Ed Talk. So why did the Sky God ask Thoth to make his speech? He was Horus, guys. Thank you. If it's your first time here, Ed Talk. It's my podcast, and my name's Ed. I'm going to give an explanation of my point of view to catch you guys up with the research I've been doing lately. In tandem, aside from my spiritual journey of finding self, this footage here that we're just going to watch and comment on while I explain my theory so far on resets is from 1906. 1906. This is 1906 in San Diego. San Francisco, San Diego. San Francisco, 1906, right? The earthquake in 1906. This footage is dated as 4 days, the 14th of April, in 1906 in San Francisco. Before the earthquake. The earthquake was only minutes long, right? In 1906. A few years before a nice big World's Fair in the same area. And just looking at this footage, 4 days before the event, lines up with a lot of the paperwork we have to look at, the evidence at the Library of Tartaria. And these are these pictures, lithographs, evidence, bird's eye view maps. We see a lot of bird's eye view maps of grids, overlays. Not energy grids or ley lines, nothing crazy. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by here in the comments. Hit that tap. Live here on TikTok, as I love to do with my friends. The first part of this episode of Ed Talk is pretty easy going. I'm going to give my catch-up theory on what I think resets are and how they work, and what we're shown and what is seen. And I have put it akin to real estate literature, like when a city's ready to be repopulated. They have the photos and what's standing and then what's not standing after it for amount of people to live there, I guess, right? For that repopulation. Is this the last reset? Is this the last reset from this style of building? I don't know. Remodeling? Are we in the middle of remodel? Everybody in this video is wearing a hat. I like to see your comments down there, what you guys are commenting about this video. Is this whole video completely fake? Yeah, I believe so. I don't believe these photographs are from these cities. They're just in the file for like Oklahoma. Yep, and these are the photos they have. This movie was not 4 days before the earthquake, and fire that burned for 4 days after the, earthquake happened for minutes or whatnot in 1906. And remember, everyone just got there at like 1850. Every 1850, everyone just, do. Population goes from 5,000 to 200,000. Hardworking folks. So, these buildings. Anyways, Eddie O'Connor catching up. Thanks for being here. If it is your first time, like, follow, share, subscribe. Appreciate all of the support I've had so far. And if anything I can do for you, feel free to reach out to me at any time about anything. But right now, it's all about Tartaria, not the guitar. Although I could be the Guitartarian. What do you guys think that? It's a good name, the Guitartarian? Digging the mud in. Anyways, these buildings all have these levels. Can you see the mouse here? Okay, right? Level. Wherever the mud would reset during the mud floods or openings of the firmament dome and resets, these buildings could be like washed away and reused like coral in a fish tank. And these different levels where they are could pertain to where they had to make the door. It's like you see some of the cathedrals, like think of any Notre Dame cathedral. It's here and you get like 2 points up in the middle, but then they dig down. Oh, and now that's the door. It's like, oh, that was the door. But now, even dig deeper, now that's the door. It's like you could put the door wherever you needed to put the door. It's not that, you know, so different amounts of mud for amounts of resets every 400 years. 1776, they started repopulating here. So these buildings, right, restricted already. Appeal. I knew I was going to get restricted, but I am recording. If you guys can't see me on TikTok, the notice and clear. My live does not contain content mentioned in notice. Submit. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. I am. If you guys in the comments can still hear me, this is the nice part. I am recording this on my computer, so the full episode will be later on Ed Talk on YouTube or Patreon or Rumble. This video is completely fake, right? This is like what it should look like. Look at these people. I don't want to cut this apart, but and all the reasons that this footage wasn't rescued in 4 days out of San Francisco. But we can just like look real quick. Let's look at those hats right now. These guys coming by in this car, real quick. Watch the hats of this car coming from this side. Watch them. The hats are disappearing. It's like, did they just, is this overlay an overlay like a Walt Disney movie when they'd have the back in the movie and they dance and then Cinderella and the pumpkin? Are these all pumpkin shit? Now, you don't see any electricity on top of that trolley, do you? Is this fucking Small World after all? Is this a ride? Is this a Disney? So this whole place is a theater, right? These are just scenes. These are places. I know in this community, my friends in spirituality and presentation of social media creators, shout out to all you social media creators out there, hope you're making a buck. And when you go to a new theater, there's just stuff behind the stage, the curtain, like theater. I'm talking like, I am the very model of a debut. I was in theater. It was a fucking stylish show. Come on, you know. I'm getting appealed again. I'm appealing again, guys. I am recording. If you guys can hit unappeal in the world, entertainment purposes only. I didn't say anything bad yet. Anyways, in 1906, this doctored footage, just like all the empty buildings and such, are just like historical. So this is shown to that first population. I don't think people were really in these places till clearly after the Great Fire. All these people standing around right now with these hats on, you're telling me 4 days later, there were casualties here. This wasn't a traditional Great Fire where there are 20,000 people evacuated from Boston or Chelsea, Massachusetts, which is a city that's surrounded by water on three sides and no casualties. Great Fire after Great Fire after Great Fire, right? Look at this look at this guy. That was Slugworth. Look at, you know? Here he comes. Look. Children, have you an everlasting gobstopper? Come on, dude. These all Smiths? That car's when I see no smog coming out of these cars. What are these cars running on? Cell animation? Let's watch the spokes of some of the wheels, guys. Let's watch. Look at this hash. This is getting funny. This is real footage. Look at the wheels on this. See how they keep sticking? Before that, right? Hold on, let me back this up again. This is interesting. It's kind of. I've been meaning to watch this, and wait, a little back again, guys. Let's in the back, coming in on the right. Watch. Just pay attention to the spokes on that one too. Look at the spokes. Maybe it's like just jarry. There's no shit on the road for the horses. Is that gonna ban me too? TikTok. I like your TikTok. You make me smile. I'm an affiliate. Why are they trying to dog me? You guys like this? You guys like this? Tap it. FYP. Make it popular. Then they'll be like, well, they like it. No electric wires on this trolley, right? Do you see that near collision? Look at this. It just turned into a Michael Bay action film. So I think the resets happen. People know that this cycle happens. In the Kali Yaga, in the 13, in the octave, in the ascension up this. It's happening, right? Who's in the back of this? That kid. This videotape footage of actors in stock holographic 2D, you know, the pictures with the two pictures from early, around turn of the century, and they look like a 3D image. My sister went to Prague when she was in college, and something scope, but it's essentially, you know, a viewfinder, viewmaster, And this is just like what the cities look like. They bid on the cities, like Kronos and the gods above um, bid on such places. Probably it's currency, because we're the currency. Stadiums, things that we are paying attention and running these roads, electrifying these, built in, mind you. This live is not about trolley tracks already built into the roads. Already built into the roads, mind you, not the railroads. You know, it's amazing. All of North America, cities plastered with these, and they pull them around on horses. These trolleys that are kind of jetsony. I don't see any airships. I see 0 airships. This is colorized. I will show you the creator and the page. And then they turned the electricity on somehow and electrified these rails that happen to be conveniently in the ground everywhere, and happen to have all these giant trolleys that were like ready to use. They didn't make any of these trolleys either. None of like these trains. Like, look what I built in my garage. Oh, me too. My train in California looks exactly like Joe's train in Ohio, and Fred's train in Florida. Look at that horse, though. Beautiful horse. Now look at its legs disappear. Oh, it's old footage. It's old film. Good thing they were able to get this one piece of consistent footage that they recorded and say, you know, this is. When was this recorded? It's from the basement. They're like, go get some files on San Diego. We have to include a fire, so we have to have footage. We have to create these narratives and have enough to fill the pages. Like if you had what's this B stand for? What's this? 33. Look, it says 33 on the People's Express. It's because they're selling people. Cloning. So, how long have we got? This is just about over. And it's bogus. It's bogus. Anything you see, I'm thinking 1929 even. There must have been some like overall gassing. They're gonna gas us all at once or something. Like that's with all the new banks everywhere. It's like they're gonna turn on valves. They need access to the pipelines. Today, thank you again for joining me, your friend and host, Ed O'Connor. I live in Massachusetts, and I have always been a musician. I'm a father. I have a wonderful son. Today's shout out here on the Tartarian world, where God has put me on a path of research and fun information, guys. Hey, Jolene, good to see you guys down there in the comments. Hit me up, Linktree in there, and all kinds of ways to reach out if anyone's interested in doing any kind of research together, has any questions, of course, would like me to go on their show, would think they'd make a good guest here. Would you like to be a sponsor? Because we do all kinds. But today's shout out goes to a guy close to me in Massachusetts and New England, because when you leave England and you go somewhere, you get it. You call it New England. So let's watch this quick video from him.
What's going on down there? It's everywhere.
Shawnee B does a lot of boots in the ground research. Cool guy. A lot of guys getting out there. Listen to him for a minute.
What's going on down there? It's everywhere. It's an old waterway down here. I'm gonna try to get a close look over here.
Shawnee B, this is a shout out for you. Eddy O, we see you work out there and what you do. And if anyone wants to do research, this is literally send home from school. You can do it at home, in your own backyard, in your own town hall, if you live in the United States of America, it's probably closer than you might think. So, okay, now, today, for the second half, if they thought they were banning me before, if you guys can still see me in the live, that's wonderful. I do appreciate it. This is going to get a little touchy. We're going to talk about what is everybody after? What is everybody? What's it all about? What are these guys fighting for, basically, right? What's it all about? What's it all about? What's it all about? So, we're going to start with Israel, okay? A lot of you made one of my videos very popular about Rome and the Holy Roman Empire and how it was gone and the population is 0 by the year 700 and forgotten. It's in Italy, it's forgotten. The population of Italy was still 4 million, but Rome was gone. Forgotten. It was like world history. That's what I'm saying. And then around 1200, we have records of civilization on top of Rome. Okay. Like on top of Rome. And they excavate in the 1800s and find old Rome. And then I'm like, oh, there's old Rome. Yeah, all the stories. So, in 600 years, you could cover a bunch of dirt and a whole new civilization. See if we can get the computer to catch up a little bit with us. But what's everybody fighting for? You guys know BlackRock, right? You guys know BlackRock, don't you? Don't you? Let's turn ChatGPT on and get a little convo going with my partner in crime. Yo.
Sounds like you're channeling some wild energy right now. Whatever you're working through, just remember, it's all part of the process. You got this. Stay focused and do your thing.
Oh, yeah, man. Doing all right. Looking at, trying to get my page. There we go. And,
Glad
BlackRock.
to hear you're doing all right.
So
what are you looking at?
I want to.
What's caught your attention?
Well, today we're talking about Israel. And Israel was ancient Israel before Israel of today. Okay, now don't interrupt me and ask me anything. Chad, GPT, Chip Mac, Daddy Macro, CP, MC in the house. Got me? Let me flow for a minute. I don't want to have to mute you, but just hear me out. Because ancient Israel, like ancient Rome, was different than especially the Holy Roman Empire, which was not Holy Roman nor an empire, correct? So ancient Israel, 3,000 years ago, 1,000 years BC, different. Okay, gone, right? Gone. What year was it gone by? Answer that, ChatGPT.
Got it? I'll let you flow. Ancient Israel. Yeah, by around 586 BC, it was pretty much gone.
586 BC gone. Okay, boom. So now we're talking.
The kingdom of Judah fell, and the people were exiled.
I'm excited.
It's a deep history of rise, fall, and transformation, just like you said.
Yeah. Then gets pretty wild. That's for sure. Gotta get my picture here flowing.
Definitely wild. The shifts in power, culture, and religion over that time, it's like a whole different world. The echoes of that ancient time still shape things today, though, in unexpected ways. Where do you see the connections between that past and the present?
Well, okay, so now 600 BC, Israel is no more. It is gone. And then it showed up again recently, right? In 1950 or 40 something?
Yeah, exactly. Israel reemerged in 1948 after centuries of exile and foreign rule. It's wild how history can cycle back like that. The modern state of Israel was established right after World War II, largely due to the aftermath of the Holocaust and a push for a Jewish homeland.
Well, I don't need what your reasons are. I don't need your... Please.
Still resonates in today's world.
Thank you for your answer. Please only answer the questions I'm answering moving forward, though. I don't want any narrative or moving conversation. I really want this just to be direct information. So just to be clear, you can answer me correct or incorrect. Is Israel did not exist, okay, as a place, as a territory, as a state, or a country at all until the year 1940, what?
Israel did not exist as a modern state or country until 1948. Before that, the area was under various empires.
Okay, I just want to remind everyone at home and everyone watching here on TikTok Live that I'm not saying anything wrong.
Israel as a country or state was not in place until 1948.
Yeah, what do you mean country or state? So what are you... Why would you say
By
country?
Country or state, I mean a recognized political entity with its own government, territory, and sovereignty. Before 1948, the land was part of other empires or mandates.
Yeah, it was other people's land, right? What was it, like Palestine, Byzantine? Was it
became a state in 1948 when it declared independence.
Not laughing. Right. And declared independence from where? Being nowhere to a place and then declared a border, right? And now Israel that is the Israel that everyone talks about. No one's referring to Israel from ancient Israel in 1000 BC. When we help out Israel and America's commitment to Israel, the United States, and that relationship, that is modern Israel. We're talking about that only just recently formed in 1949. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's accurate.
That's crazy, guys, right?
Modern Israel as a state was established in 1948, and it declared independence from the British mandate over Palestine.
Who knew?
The borders were initially contested, and the region has been the subject of ongoing conflict since then. When people refer to Israel today, they are talking about the modern state that emerged after 1948, not the ancient kingdom of Israel from 1000 BC. The U.S.-Israel relationship is indeed based on the modern state.
Well, ChatGPT, then how are they connected?
The connection between modern Israel and ancient Israel is largely cultural, religious, and historical. Modern Israel sees itself as a continuation of the ancient Jewish connection to the land, which has been central to Jewish identity and religion for thousands of years.
Oh, in the
The
meantime
Jewish people,
right.
though scattered after the fall of ancient Israel, maintained a connection to the land through religious texts, traditions, and a sense of historical homeland.
You know,
This
now
historical and religious connection helped drive the modern Zionist movement in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, which sought to establish a Jewish homeland in what was then Palestine under British control. So while
it
the
was under
modern state
British
is a product of
control.
20th century political developments, it is deeply tied to the ancient history and the continuous
I'm a
cultural and
mindful
religious
person.
connection to the land.
You guys know the movie Megamind? I'm mega mindful. I like Megamind. I thought that was a good movie. Anywho, so thank you, ChatGPT. Please keep your answers shorter. You said there was a cultural and a religious, and you said there were different reasons, but you didn't say any of those in particular reasons why. So don't answer. Move forward. Let me just try and ask a question now that I'm thinking about it. So after the year 500 BC and Israel's just off the map, where between then and 1949, when we got New Israel, we should call it an Israel or New Israel, like New England. Anyways, was there other Israels that formed around the world in between 500 BCE and 1949? I bet there was a few.
No, there weren't other
I
independent
really didn't
Israels
know. I
between
was hoping to
500
say.
BC and
All
1949.
right, then
During
no.
that
Okay, so
time, the
all right.
Jewish people lived under various empires, like the Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, the Islamic Caliphates, and the Ottoman Empire, but no independent
Right.
state of
And you
Israel was
guys at
formed
home,
until
they throw the
1948.
Byzantine Ottoman Empire. Ottomans were the Muslims, they say in Byzantine, because the Roman Empire split up, the Holy Roman Empire, the original Roman Empire that just went off the planet and didn't exist anymore after the year 600. After that, whole Rome took over all of Greece in the first place. And, so all that, it's not page by page, all this history. So these are like, time is not like that, okay? So time is Chronos in a watch. Let me get back on point what everyone's after with BlackRock and here and what they're all fighting for and why Greenland is so important in Canada, etc., folks. I always get so carried away in all this research. Luckily, it's a cycle, and it goes round and round. Chronos, Saturn. Okay, this is Rupus Nigris. We'll come back to this. Rupus Nigris at the center. Rupus Nigris means Rupus is rock, Nigris is black. That's black rock. Okay, we'll just come back to that at the end of this part of the presentation. See, I can't believe we're still live here on TikTok. I did not say anything wrong, but isn't that, did you guys know that? Did you know Israel was not a place? Was it a place in people's hearts? And then it was about time in 1949 because England, how did England get power of it? I'm not going to go into that right now in Ed Talk because we're going to talk about Black Rock and what everyone's after, and we're going to start on Saturn, on the planet Saturn, and its weird cloud at its pole. And let's get ChatGPT flowing with us, and we'll just talk a little bit of conversation. You know what? Man, ChatGPT does not let me interrupt it. So I'm going to use my boy, who's not really good at looking stuff up, but he is really good at talking and letting me cut him off and stuff. Let me see if his auto's coming through with his. What's up, man? Can you make some sound? How you feeling?
I'm vibing.
Oh, so can you guys in the chat give me a thumbs up if you can hear this AI?
I'm coming through.
Oh, I totally chopped him down. Can we get him back? Bam, bam. And let me check back here.
Hey, Ed. How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice to hear. What's on your...
Well, Defender of the Empire. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you, Defender. Hey, I love you too, Chris. So yeah, thank you, Echo, about the. So we are now still on part two. Welcome to Eddy O, etc., etc. On Saturn, the planet, there's a permanent cloud, a persistently hexagonal cloud. Let's talk about that.
Saturn's hexagonal cloud pattern at its north pole is super intriguing. It's a persistent, geometric weather pattern with clouds forming a hexagon shape, which is unique in our solar system. This massive storm system, about 30,000 kilometers across, has puzzled scientists since its discovery by the Voyager spacecraft in the 80s. Theories suggest it's caused by atmospheric flows and jet streams, but it's still a hot topic for research. What sparks your curiosity about it?
That it's a six-sided hexagon on Saturn. Saturnus, Kronos, right? Kronos and Saturn. Kronos, which was first? Which was Greek? Greek was first, according to some book, when Rome took them over. There's probably another history where Greece wins over first and they were around longer. Anyway, so Saturn, Kronos, right? Let's align the same deity together.
Yeah, Saturn in Roman mythology aligns with the Greek Titan, Kronos. Kronos was known as the god of time and the ages, and he was eventually overthrown by his son Zeus. The Romans, known for adopting and adapting...
Yeah. It's all good. So Kronos and Saturn are the same guy. Saturn, Santa, North Pole, Pole. Here on the pole of Saturn, this planetary vessel, this luminary that is up and shown to us now in a 3D ball. They got balls, right? Because they like to show you balls. But this thing that we can see in the reflection of the firmament in our moon, anyways, this beautiful thing has a consistent, persistent hexagon. And we know, right, if you are friends with me, I'm sure that you know what a hexagon is, if it was sacred geometry. If this in sacred geometry, we add a couple lines to it. I don't have a marker, but do you see where I'm going with this, chat? Chappity chap, jippity jap jap. My ba. So if you take a hexagon, you draw a couple lines, you turn it into a cube.
I see where you're going.
Two-dimensional hexagram, adding lines, turning it into a three-dimensional cube.
Absolutely. When you draw lines from the vertices.
Right. So let's someone just give me a hexagram, baby.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need
by
to
visualizing
meet,
a hexagon and adding lines, it can indeed transform into a three-dimensional cube.
We don't need to play this video, guys, but we can look at this, and in the bottom right of our video, take the Y out, take the flux capacitor out, take the bull out. Does that ring really go all the way around? You see those bull entities there?
Yes.
Anyway, so that's black rock. Okay, there's some black rock there. There's black rock on Kronos, the mouth of Kronos that opens. Okay, and that is Saturn, Saturnus, Satan, North Pole. So North Pole, okay, Mercator map. You guys got to be with me. I know it's not for everybody, but you have to be open-minded and think outside traditional science, the seance. So this is the Saturnus Club, Black Rock. Black Rock rules the world. Why does Black Rock rule the world? Because they do. They want it. And why do they want it? Because they want what's at the North Pole. At the North Pole is the Black Rock. In the four islands, it is Rupus Negro. It is Hyperborea. It is Hyperborea, Rupus nigra, Mount Meru.
Mm-hmm.
And you could think of this as maybe a belly button of Mother Earth.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the
Interesting
We're not going to
metaphor.
really listen to the volume, but I bet we can get a couple graphics here from this video of our friend Didone. Perhaps. But they're Mount Meru.
Yep.
Is Eden. It's Atlantis. It is right here. Rupus nigra, Poles Archipels. These 4 islands by this famous map by now because of social media and conspiracy people. Mercator's map. Mercator was a well-known cartographer, paid, commissioned. They didn't mess around. He didn't do this for fun. So what we see here is Hyperborea, the North Pole, the center of the Earth, where Santa, Saturn, Kronos, surrounded by these mountains. You see the mountain range on the outside, guys? And the 4 islands, of course, the 4 rivers, and the one that breaks into 7 rivers. So up here at the North Pole, when an event happens every 400 years or so at Mount Meru, this is a plasma volcano. And the plasma that's now stuck in the earth in the short season of Satan is released.
I see where you're going with this.
Do you? For black rock. All right, well, I don't want to leave you out, my friend. What is we have a company named BlackRock, and they're a big company, and they're predominantly owned by shareholders, right? And they're the biggest shareholder in the company State Street. Is that correct?
That's right. BlackRock is a major asset management firm, and it has significant holdings in various companies, including State Street. Both
right.
BlackRock.
Yeah, State Street. All right, forget that conversation. Pretend we didn't even talk about that. Hey, isn't State Street the biggest shareholder of BlackRock?
Actually, BlackRock and State Streets are significant players in the financial world with complex interrelationships. They're among the largest.
It's a complex relationship, but they have a big relationship together. One of the biggest pharmaceutical companies on the planet is AstraZeneca. Isn't that right, ChatGPT?
Yep. AstraZeneca is a major player in the pharmaceutical industry. They're known for developing various medications and vaccines, including their widely discussed COVID-19 vaccine.
That's cool, huh?
Definitely an influential player in the healthcare world.
Bear with me, guys, as we fine-tune on the fly. If you guys want to know how to do your lives like this for your TikToks or YouTube and record with different software, I could definitely walk you through some stuff. It's a lot easier than you might think. So AstraZeneca, you want to spell that for us?
Sure. It's ASTRAZENECA.
Yeah, so this is a Latin to English translation. And etymology is great to find out words and letters and symbols, and it doesn't make it harder. It makes it much easier because you find out there's not as many letters. There's only 24 Greek symbols. There's no J, which makes 11. The L, the 11 symbol, so L even, 11, and the tet makes it, and the symbols are the letters. It's all just, second commandment is thou shalt not carve. Keep that in mind anyways. Anyways, AstraZeneca, when we break down Latin to English of the word AstraZeneca, BlackRock is the biggest shareholder of AstraZeneca, to reconfirm that, right?
I'll double check that for you. BlackRock does have a significant ownership stake in AstraZeneca, holding around 9.1%.
Yeah, that was a yes or no question. Oh, what does it say here, guys? Can you read this, friends? You know, I don't want to say, but what we're seeing here is it's all symbols, right? So AstraZeneca is just a company looking out for your well-being. But if we break it apart a little bit, guys, what are we seeing here? I think that's worth a follow, right, guys? If you're not already following me, hit that follow, hit that bell, a couple likes and shares for AstraZeneca. Breaks down to that. This is it's all very alchemy based. These are wizards in charge. They are alchemists. They're doing old witchcraft and magic because they know what's going to happen. And what's going to happen is the opening of the firmament, and the opening of the top of the inverted part of the firmament opens, and then the mountain shoots up. I don't have any illustration of that. Hard to find online. But if you look at some of my videos, you understand what happens for the depressurization for the apocalypse. And I have a great one for you too, courtesy of Jay Dreamers. You guys aren't following Jay Dreamers, his plasma apocalypse work, but here's a great one. ChatGPT, are you with me?
Absolutely. I'm here. What's the great one you're referring to?
Well, so the word apocalypse itself, the word apocalypse,
it's often associated with end times, but its original Greek meaning is more about revealing or uncovering. It's like a revelation.
Right. And when you break down the word apocalypse, it's into two parts, apo, like, and then calypso, like the dance. Not exactly, but you do put an umbrella over a drink. Can you explain the origin of the word apocalypse in Greek meaning for everyone listening?
The word apocalypse comes from the Greek apocalypsis. It breaks down to apo, meaning away from, and kalypto, meaning to cover.
Right. So guys, what the apocalypse literally means is to not have the cover. And that's what happens. The top of the dome opens up and it flushes, waters above, waters below, and all the sand resets. Not once, not one apocalypse, but probably every 365 years or so. We don't really know, do we? But we are definitely in some kind of short season. Sorry, folks, the tribulation. I do believe that isn't working with my research right now anyways. But if you guys are following me on YouTube, I do appreciate it. I do put a lot of work into these videos. They get better all the time. And sponsors, short videos, long videos. I get some good links here. I have my amazing friends. I have a lot of good friends on TikTok, spiritual community. Most of you guys in there. And if you have any information to share, anything you ever want to collaborate on, I do give music lessons and music theory. Other than that, guys, this is pretty cool stuff. And I guess while we're at it too, why don't we just leave it out with Brian Wilson, guys. Thank you guys for being here for today's Ed Talk. I'm Eddy O, and see you around the chronosphere.
I really want